Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. This channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. This is your fishing classroom, and we answer a lot of your questions without the distractions of the outdoors. Today, we talk about 10 common fast jigging mistakes and why they hurt you. On top of the list is jigging too fast all the time. A lot of people think fast jigging equals go as fast as possible. While sometimes that gives you some fish, the problem there is that the jig never stabilizes. There's no horizontal movement. And we know that the jig needs to be horizontal so that the fish would be able to strike it or bite it. Okay? So fish can't time their strike if you go too fast. Now, why does it hurt? Why does it hurt you? Okay, fish don't hit constant speed. They hit momentary weakness. So you have to create that horizontal moment. Okay, so the most important thing is you have to use controlled rhythm, not maximum speed. Number two, not creating pauses or what we call release moments. Okay, fast jigging still needs micro pauses. And this is why for long jigs, it's kind of easier when you use spinning gear because at the very top of the apex, there's that pause, the momentary pause, the release moment. Okay, so if you are continuously in motion, there's no strike window. Now, the jig doesn't look vulnerable. It just looks like it's perfectly escaping. To fix this, you let the rod load and unload naturally and don't rush every moment. Number three, using the wrong reel speed. And this is something that I always mention over and over again. Many anglers use reels that are just too fast. And again, there are those that defend their purchase and say that, oh, it's perfectly fine for me, this is what I use. But fact of the matter is the jig leaves the strike zone too quickly, so you're missing a lot of opportunities. Because when you leave the strike zone prematurely, you're reducing your exposure time. Okay, and then we all know that horizontal movement is what's important, right? The fish need time to react. The fish need that horizontal movement so that they would be able to bite it more effectively. Okay, so you need to match the speed to conditions, not just your preference. I know there are some people that say that they use faster reels and it works for them. That's great, but especially when you are actually starting out, you know you don't know what the correct timing is. So using the right reel speed is really paramount to success. Number four, poor line angle, not staying vertical. Okay, so if the line is angled too much, okay, the problem there is that the jig action becomes unnatural, movement becomes inefficient, and you lose sensitivity. Jigs are designed to work vertically, remember that. So adjust the jig weights. Okay, look at your leader, how long it is, the drift, and of course, most importantly is that learn how to lob and counter. Okay, so what you could do if you're using a lighter jig and you want a more vertical presentation is to lob your jig in the opposite direction of your drift, let it drift down and sink to the bottom, and then start jigging as soon as you're perfectly vertical. Okay, so adjust the jig weight or drift to stay nearly vertical and learn how to lob. Number five, ignoring jig weight relative to current. This is kind of something that you kind of learn in the process. Okay, using the wrong weight is a major issue for a lot of people. Too light and then the jig drifts away, and you have no control. Too heavy, the movement becomes stiff, lethargic, and it has a less natural action. So you kind of have to learn how to juggle things and get the weight based on the current, not just the depth. So before we proceed, I'd like to say that this is not in order. So you could actually kind of just look through things, and then after that, you see exactly which part needs improvement, because it's impossible to have all 10 wrong, right? I'm hoping. But if you're a beginner, this is a very good checklist for you, so that you kind of have a roadmap. Number 6, overworking the rod. This is very true for modern rods, especially that have recoil. So big exaggerated movements are very common. Now, in the past, some rods are kind of too soft. They're very, very parabolic. And instead of actually moving the jig, they kind of cushion the move. So a lot of people have acquired a habit of actually just pumping it, right? But especially for the modern rods, if you do the same, you're going to be using too much force. There's going to be a loss of rhythm and inconsistent jig action. Okay, so the rod should load and release, or unload naturally. Okay, so the fix for this is use efficient, repeatable movements, not brute force. Okay. Number 7, not maintaining proper tension. Oh, tension is everything in fast jigging. And remember that you have this certain cadence when you're doing this, right? So too much slack is the problem. Energy doesn't reach the jig, so kind of dampens the jig movement. So there's a delayed or weak movement when there's too much slack. Too tight, and there's no freedom for the jig to react. So remember, this is also the reason why a fast reel works to your disadvantage, because there's no freedom for the jig to react. Okay, so the fix for this: maintain controlled tension throughout the cycle, and the proper speed of the reel. Number 8. Oh man, this is actually, I just answered a question about this. Now, using the wrong jig shape for conditions. Okay, not all jigs behave the same. Remember that we've spoken about this. So there's long, semi-long, and then there are wide jigs. Okay, wrong shape equals wrong action. That is the problem. So examples: wide jigs in strong current. That's too much drag right there, and you will have your jig kite off very fast. Slim jig in calm water. Not enough surface area to grab, right? So there's not enough action. So the fix here is to match the jig shape to the current and fish behavior. How would you know this? Well, I've already, in one video, actually said you have to carry a bunch of jigs in different shapes and different weights. And what you do is drop the semi-long first. Okay, so this is the in-betweener. And then if you find your jig being too vertical, okay, it might be what do you call this, a time for you to switch onto a wider jig. Okay, so you drop a few times, the fish are not responding, there's very little current, you put a wider jig, you have more action. Now, if the jig gets drifted away fast, it might be that you need a narrower jig. Okay, so mix and match, find what works. I first switch the shape before adding on weight. Number 9, not paying attention to where the strike happens. Oh boy, this has a lot to do with colored line as well. Okay, and a lot of people, especially in the US, they kind of use just one solid colored line, so it's kind of hard to pay attention to when or where the strike happens. But usually when I jig, I actually count how many lines I drop and how many lines I'm reeling, how many colors I'm reeling in. So I can see that if the strike occurs after 7 color changes, guess what? That's going to be something that's repeatable if I pay attention to that. So it means that it could be that on the 5th color change, I would speed up, slow down, so yeah, that's something that is easily achieved if you have colored line. you have to track, okay, the speed of your jigging, the cadence, okay, the timing, and the depth of strikes. And guess what? If you pay attention to those, okay, so depth of strike, your cadence, your speed, your timing, you're able to repeat the result, which is a strike. Stopping the jig cycle too early, number 10. That is what do you call this? That's the 10th and last point that I wanna point out. Some anglers drop jig briefly, then reset. Sometimes, or more often than not, especially when the place is pressured, if you give up too early, the fish wouldn't get curious enough. Okay, so not you're literally not giving yourself enough exposure time. So the fish may need multiple passes to commit. So drop down, jig, change your presentation, jig, don't give up. Okay, work the full water column if it's shallow enough. Okay, or your target zone consistently. It's not one and done. It's literally sometimes, especially again in pressured water, okay, it takes several drops to get the attention. So don't give up. Don't stop the jigging cycle too early. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay. Um, Especially when you're dealing with finicky fish. Now, for us here, we often encounter this in Frigera with the tuna. And even if we see them directly under the boat with the fish finder, we have to drop down sometimes 6, 7, 8, juggling. And we're juggling weights, we're juggling colors, we're juggling, uh, yeah, man, if for me, even assist hook setups, you know, just so we can find the right balance. So seriously, don't give up. All right, it's jigging is not a silver bullet. Okay, sometimes, you know, um, things suck, and you're already there. You're fishing. Make the most out of it. Don't give up. Just keep on dropping and trying, and the fish will respond. All right. So the real pattern behind these mistakes. Okay. So if you haven't noticed yet, there's always going to be a question of speed. Okay. So uh, it all comes down to too much speed, too little control, and poor understanding of timing. So timing is your cadence, and there's a whole formula for that. You could have your jig too heavy, too light, and that affects your timing and control, and just going too fast. Okay, so most important thing that you have to understand is that fast jigging is not about speed. It's about control, energy, and timing. What most beginners do wrong is that they focus on effort, speed, and strength. Okay, a lot of there's always these younger guys who think that they can just do the most work. Okay, uh put in effort, and it's kind of what I call blind effort, right? And then after that, because they think that, oh, it's speed jigging, so they, especially the big muscular guys, right? So they do it super fast and all that. They think they can power things through, and sometimes that works. Okay, I'm not gonna say it doesn't. Sometimes it does work, and sometimes we're just looking at them, and then they're just like, yeah, just leave them be, and then but you 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 have to realize that this is about rhythm, control, and precision. This is this is not anything about speed or strength, right? Or the amount of effort you put in. I'm lazy as hell, and the less effort I put in on especially the jigging part, the more energy I can dedicate to fighting the fish, right? And I'll put my strength, effort, and well, not speed, but I'll put my effort and strength towards that part. But if I can use um very little effort in moving the jig, I'm there. And it is, if what's actually, and that is for most cases, that is what makes the fish bite. So remember, instead of effort, speed, and strength, okay, rhythm, control, and precision. Okay, so here's a simple fix checklist. Okay, if something feels off, check. Is the jig staying in the strike zone long enough? Is there a moment where the jig looks vulnerable? Is the line angle close to vertical? And is my rhythm consistent? So these are the things you need to ask yourself. And then once you go like, okay, yes, 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 and then you know that you're doing the right thing, especially if there's no one there to guide you. Alrighty. So this is especially for those guys that want to get into this and really commit. And I know there's a lot of fishermen. Oh my God. There are a lot of people out there that don't want to ask. They don't want to have people see them that they don't know what they're doing. Okay. I have a few friends that were like that, so that's that. Anyway, final takeaway for this: your goal is not to your goal is not to move the jig a lot. It's to move it correctly. All right. So that's the simple fact. It's not to move it. It's not a contest. Okay. It's not moving it a lot. It's to move it correctly so that the fish bite. And how it should be would be in that position. Too fast and it's just gonna zigzag, too slow and it's not gonna move right. So you just have to get it just right. But the most important thing, remember, your mission, moving it correctly, is simply for the jig to move in a horizontal position so the fish can grab it. Okay? Fish cannot grab that. Okay? They grab that. Alrighty. That's it for this one. If you have questions, drop them down in the comment section. Alrighty. I would like to thank the subscribers, the members, and like, share this video to those who haven't yet subscribed. And if you want to support the channel more, click on that join button. That's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.